Yeah, good, thanks.
Good. A new campaign. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. It's it's good to see a lot of new faces in here. A lot of people you haven't worked with before. Um, yeah, a lot of learning. It's been good. Boys are slowly getting to where we need them for the weekend.
How would you compare sort of test of Canada? You probably don't know as much about them as to a normal Six Nations or sort of an autumn international game.
Well, it's difficult because they haven't played international rugby since the last World Cup. So it's, usually going into a game, you'd be looking at the opposition, what they do. So we're going into this game blind really. So but we got Rob, Byron, Kingsley know a lot about us and know a lot about how we want to play. So we're expecting a real tough test.
You've lost some second rows for different reasons. You've got a 20-year-old there making his first start, making his debut, young for an international second row. What are you expecting from him, Ben Carter?
First off, it's been great seeing him in the camp. I've watched him, over the last couple of months this season. Been really impressed with him. Physically, he can compete at this level. That's the first thing you look for. And it's been a lot of learning for him. He's calling lineouts for us on his first cap, which is it's a big ask for him. So no, he's been really good, real diligent. And hopefully he'll go well on the weekend.
International experience campaign. Ross Moriarty's back in your back row. You've missed him through injury. What's he been like around the camp? I can imagine he's really wanting to get involved back on the international stage.
Yeah, he was a big player for us. The Six Nations before last played really well for us. Picked up a few injuries along the way. So yeah, he's a big player for us going forward. So to have him back, around the group, he gives us a real sort of physicality about his game, as we all know. So we're really hoping he's going to go well for us on the weekend.
And for a long time, John, you played in front of 8,200 people. Will that be like for the coaches as well as the players?
Yeah, it's a lot better than playing in front of nobody. It's you got Ben Carter. I don't think he was playing in front of a crowd, playing senior rugby. So look, I'm happy there's 8,000. Hopefully, very, very quickly we'll get back to a lot more than that.
Thanks, John. Good luck on the weekend.
Thanks, man.
John. I just wondered, obviously, with the Lions, people like Ken Owens, Alan Wynne, Tips, Falatau have left the camp. I just wonder who's sort of stepping up now as leaders and sort of filling the void left by those guys.
Yeah, well, John's obviously the captain. He's been brilliant, been really good. As a young kid coming into your first cap and him captaining the team, he's had a real good influence on that. But there's a few boys in here who've been here before, so that's good. But it's tempered with a lot of learning for these boys. So it's an education of the speed and the intensity and the learning that goes when you come into an international camp, because you've got such short period of time to get up to speed. So there's been a lot of people who have been good influences around that.
Obviously, in the Six Nations set piece went well. How do you try and maintain that consistency now with so many personnel changes?
Yeah, it's the Six Nations is gone now. This is about us preparing for the next Six Nations, the autumn, and the World Cup after. So look, expectation is the same for us. But to get to where we need to, may take us a game or so. But I'm pretty confident we can do that.
And obviously earlier in the week, to replace Josh Navidi, you called up Rhys Davies. I just wonder, somebody who's catching the eye a lot in England, Dan Thomas, how close he was and whether you've been keeping an eye on him as a blindside.
Well, Dan, yeah, he's a player that's definitely of interest to us. But for now, in this situation here, we wanted somebody who can cover second row and back row. So, and Reece is certainly someone who's of interest to us, simply because, you know, how physical he is in the way he plays his game. So, you know, for that, to cover both, he was a good choice for us.
Just lastly from me quickly, can I just check if you've had any update on Alan Wynn's injury or what that sort of outlook is at the moment?
No, nothing yet.
Cheers, John. All the best.
Cheers, mate.
Hey, John, just one from me. Obviously, I know we've talked about no crowds, but this will be the first game played since it's been a field hospital. Can you give us some context of how that feels for you guys as well, knowing what the kind of the population in Wales has been through as well?
Oh, it's massive for us. You go back to the autumn where we're playing outside of the stadium, as what you said, it was a hospital, and then having a buzz from the Six Nations just going back and training there was a big thing. And now, you know, with crowds, 8,000 people still make a lot of noise for us. But it's just sad, isn't it, that people have had first caps, massive experiences, and friends and family can't be there. So at least, you know, people having their first cap now can have their friends and family at least there. So that's a positive.
Sorry, I did mean with first game with crowds. Sorry, but you know what I meant though. Great answer. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
There seems to be quite a good balance between the new faces and experience in this Wales team. I'm guessing you're hoping that's going to come through, because in the past when Wales have made a lot of changes against tier 2 nations, they've maybe struggled, but there seems quite a good balance to this team. Yeah,
you'd like to think so. Like you said, you know, we're using this campaign as an opportunity to look at people who we believe could be big for us going forward and add to the depth of what we can pick from. But again, you don't want to be throwing a load of new faces out there without the structure behind them. So hopefully we got the balance right. But you won't know until we play in the weekend.
John, can I just ask you one about Jonathan Davies, please? You would have had big disappointment personally when missing out on the Lions. Just wondered how he's been around the squad with the captaincy role, and especially with the younger players, how he helped to integrate those into the squad.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He is. He's a real leader in terms of that. But yeah, I'm sure he'd be disappointed to miss out there. But you wouldn't see that within the group. You know, it's not been mentioned. It's not affected in the way he trains and the way he's prepared and the way he's trying to prepare this team to go forward. And he'll know that, you know, you're an injury away from being called up and being a big part of that Lions series. But you wouldn't know that. He just wants to do well here. We got Argentina after this game, where, you know, we've got 3 massive tests, which, you know, and he wants to be a winning captain in those 3 tests.